Hello everyone, I'm Anne DEJEAN. I'm a researcher in Inserm and I'm working in Toulouse Institute for Infectious and Inflammatory Diseases. So our scientific question is simple. We'd like to understand how do immune cells survive in the hostile environment, which is the brain. So the immune response in the brain is finely tuned. We need an efficient immune response to fight against neurotropic pathogens or tumor development. However, overwhelming response could be a problem, leading to inflammation or tissue damage. And we don't know much about how this delicate balance is maintained. So why we need to understand more about this balance? Excessive immune response is responsible for neuroinflammation, such as multiple sclerosis, but was also associated to neurodegeneration and traumatic brain injury. At the contrary, inefficient immune response might lead to the development of brain tumor and was associated to anxiety and depression. How many people does it affect in the world? A lot. This is why my team wants to understand how immune cells adapt their metabolisms to survive in the brain and how this metabolic adaptation impacts immune cells' function. So to address this question, we are using models to mimic human pathology such as multiple sclerosis or Parkinson's disease, and we developed animals model in which we can attract immune cells in specific area of the brain. This leads to the development of different pathological outcomes resembling narcolepsy, diabetes insipidus, or Susak syndrome. So using this model, we will be able to analyze the composition of the immune response in the brain, identified which cells are able to survive in which area of the brain and what are the specific function of these cells. We will also be able to decipher the molecular mechanisms that allow these cells to survive. And most importantly, the question we start with, how do these cells breathe? How do they eat? How do they produce energy in the brain? So who is working on this question? Our team is composed of scientists, physicians, and very talented PhD students and postdoc. We also benefit from the expertise of technical platform and several excellent collaborators in Europe. So just an example of what we managed to do so far. We are working on the transcription factor, AOMS. It was identified as a susceptibility gene for multiple sclerosis. So we showed that animals deficient for this transcription factor are fully resistant to neuroinflammation. And we were able to demonstrate that AOMS is required for immune cells to survive in the brain by regulating mitochondrial metabolisms. In another word, this protein is needed for immune cells to breathe and produce energy in the brain. So what we want to do now? We want to understand a little bit more the connection between metabolic adaptation associated with brain invasion, and gene expression. Once we will be able to identify the specific metabolic pathways used by immune cells to survive in the brain, we will be able to manipulate this pathway. We will be able to boost the immune response to fight and eradicate tumor cells, or at the contrary, shut down the immune response in neuroinflammation or neurodegeneration. Our final goal is to design new drugs to specifically target immune cell metabolisms in the brain. Thank you for your attention.